stars of the game as selected by Hockey Night in Canada. The third star tonight, from the Detroit Red Wings, number 71, Dylan Larkin. The second star tonight, from your Edmonton Oilers with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 6, Adam Larsson. And your first star tonight, from your Edmonton Oilers with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 97, Connor McDavid. And now down to Oilers TV's Tom Gazzola with number 97 of your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor, you guys haven't played at home in a little while here. What can you say about the way you guys were able to secure the 2 points tonight?
That was a big win for us. It's always nice to come home and play in front of these great fans. So, a pretty good road trip and nice to be back.
2 points at a crucial time of year. A few teams behind you pushing. Has scoreboard watch started, or is that out of sight, out of mind?
No, 100%. You're obviously watching what other teams are doing, but you got to worry about ourselves and make sure we're getting the 2 points every night.
Connor, thanks for this. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thanks.
Connor McDavid and the Oilers defeat the Red Wings 4-3.
Over the line, a drive by Zetterberg, who's quietly had a good year, and a block shot, and here comes Connor McDavid. He's got his man beat to the net, backhander score! Connor McDavid, coast to coast, tucks a backhander home for his 22nd goal of the year, and it's 1-0 Edmonton on a brilliant individual move by 97.
Welcome back to Rogers Place, Connor, on that one. And that was your line that you used last year after that brilliant goal coming off the injury. And that was just, how many players in the league can make that play? I mean, he beats 2 guys on a net drive and then dekes around Peter Mrazek. Kind of a ridiculous play, really.
He didn't have any room to tuck that home. I don't know how he got it past the left skate and inside the right post. But that's why he's Connor McDavid, time 141. And the league's leading scorer extends his rather modest point streak to 5 consecutive games.
22nd of the year and 73rd point, scored by number 97, Connor McDavid.
Larsson will get credit for the assist, his 16th point of the year, 13 of them assists, and Detroit immediately winds it into the offensive zone. McDavid from Larsson, and the Red Wings have been rocked just 101 seconds inside and had it poked away. Swiftly cleared by Detroit, a big hit. In fact, sent a Red Wing player flying into the boards. I believe it was Hendricks who landed that body blow, and he's fired up about it. 32 seconds to go in the first period. Hendricks absolutely with a huge belt. And he landed that one on Ryan Sproul, who went flying over the dasher boards.
Yeah, Sproul went sprawling there.
I mean, that's brought in partially because he can do this, and won the faceoff. Goal, Adam Larsson. Wrist shot off the post and in. Desharnais won the faceoff, and Larsson, with a puck that had eyes, sent one caroming off the post. And it's the mustache, it's gotta be. Edmonton back in front. And what a debut. Desharnais kicks it back to Larsson, and that shot had eyes.
I don't think it got tipped on the way in. Cassian's, no, it might have got a piece. What do you think? Did that get Cassian's stick on the deflection?
By Andre Sekera up the right-hand side. Battled for, controlled ultimately by Eberle. Little give and go with Milan Lucic.
You guys are good? Gino? Yeah, let's do it. David, game one as an Oiler, you pick up an assist on an important goal. Just, how was it for you up there tonight?
It was great to have the first game. I had 2 days to travel and all that, but it was nice to get the first one out of the way.
Flinging the puck around pretty good with some of your linemates. You feel some instant chemistry there?
Yeah, Cass, a big man. He opens up a lot of space for me, and I felt great out there.
How much does it help to get a point early, just with the team?
Obviously, just want to draw, and great shot by Larsson there, but no, it helps for sure.
Important win for you guys and to kick off the homestand.
Yeah, really big one. The playoff time is definitely upon us. Everyone's kind of fighting for it, so definitely big to get the first 2 points here at home.
It's just 2-1 for about half the game. It's kind of just an example of stick to it, and eventually good things will happen.
Yeah, I think so. They played last night, so maybe they get a little bit tired. I don't know. I'm not sure if that plays into anything, but we. No, definitely not a perfect game. We made some mistakes and they cost us, but we found a way to win.
On your goal there, what point did you know that you had the room on the outside there?
I don't know. I was just trying to keep my feet moving and take it to the net. Yeah.
Thanks.
Early in the year.
So what's been good about this line that suits you then?
Well, I think the more you play with a line, the more chemistry you're going to gain. You know how to play with one another. Luch is obviously a big body. He's going to bring guys to him. Nuge and I have always been, good playing give and go games and rolling off each other and moving that way. So, I don't think there's one player in this league that can do everything by himself, and you need some chemistry within the lines. You need to know what each other's doing to create chances. So, and we've been doing that.
Big 3-1 goal for you. You guys were up 2-1 for about half the game. Just kind of stick to what you're doing, and eventually you're going to get one.
Yeah, we were creating some chances early in the game, and they weren't coming, but we found a way to break through there. So it was nice to. I don't know if it went off his stick or off his foot, but it was nice to get a bounce.
For a long time, move quickly.
To be built upon, even having a game like this, having played last night and coming up just short against a team that right now is, in a playoff spot.
Yeah, we got a tough start here today. It's tough to get from behind against this team. They're really skilled when they get their odd man rushes, and we have to force this a little bit when we are behind from the beginning. So, but Peter came up with huge saves there tonight again, and then. We just got to find a way to build on this, and we got 2 more good games here on this road trip, and focus on Toronto.
They're fast top to bottom. The first goal that they scored, McDavid, is that speed that rare in your game these days?
Yeah, he's one of a kind, but we all know that. His skill when he has that speed too is not many that have that. So. He's a good player.
Your coach looks like a hockey player now. Is there something that's going to be said to him about that?
Yeah, it was a hard play by Shea at least.
Okay, thanks.
2-1 for about half the game. The guys kind of just stuck with it to finally get that third goal. Do you like the way you played to get the third one?
They did, yes. I thought we created numerous chances but couldn't finish. And sometimes when you're doing that, you get a little loose going the other way. It didn't happen that way in the game. They got behind us on the one, but glad the way we stuck with it. I think practice paid off a little bit. Some of the things we worked on showed up in the game, and we'll get another couple days and get ready for another tough game.
What did you like about your third line?
I thought they were quick. I thought they kept a lot of plays alive. Desharnais had a tremendous night, in my opinion. Maybe not in the circle, but everything else he did well. A lot of poise with the puck. That line had as many scoring chances as anybody else in the game. So, and they all skated. So it was nice to see.
Do you like a big guy like Cassian playing with the two smaller guys? Is that?
Well, it's.
He skates well and gets in on the forecheck.
He skates well, gets in on the forecheck, and I think Zach keeps a lot of plays alive because he's a good scrambler. He when the pucks are along the boards or in the blue paint, he has the ability to scramble around and keep plays alive, and those smaller guys can pick it out of the crowd and escape and make something happen.
You talked about it before the game that even though Detroit's out of it, look at it and sort of they.
Yeah, they're not. There's a couple teams in the league that I think I know fairly well, their character and leadership, and Zetterberg on their team is tremendous when it comes to that, and they're a proud franchise. They're not going away, and I'm glad we're done with them. It was a tough night. It wasn't easy by any means.
You've coached in Detroit for a while, and you were part of that team. They had all those intangibles. They were so hard to beat. They finished games. They did a lot of those little things. What are the things that they did that you would like your team to inherit and learn from you?
Well, that's a good question. They had players with experience when I got there. That's the one thing I felt. There was a calmness to that team. They had players that knew it wasn't the end of the world if you had a bad shift, but you had to respond real quick. The leaders spoke when they needed to speak. Practices they weren't long, but they were very important. And those are some of the qualities that the team already had established when I got there. I don't know what they were like as they evolved to get there. And I think if you want me to compare that to our team, it's an apples and orange thing right now.
Appreciate their coach getting it in the eye.
Well, yeah, I've been whacked a few times. It's a dangerous spot. Things are happening fast, and you're trying to give direction to players, and sometimes looking down and communicating. And obviously, hopefully he's fine. But it was a pretty good nick that he had there on his eye.
Does it ever become ordinary seeing McDavid score the type of goal he did tonight? Do you get used to that ever?
No, we want to see it often, and I think you become numb to it because you almost expect it to happen, but we want to keep seeing it happen. And teams that haven't played us for a while, or teams from the East, I think they get surprised with his speed.
Todd, it hasn't been the smoothest of seasons for Jordan Eberle, but he scored tonight at an important time. It looks like he's developed some production and consistency here in the latest stretch of games. How have we arrived at this date?
Well, that line as a whole has been pretty good. Started on the road trip, probably had an average game in Tampa, and we went after them a little bit. And ever since then, they've responded really well. And we can talk about Jordan's production, his goal, which is great, but the board work he did in our zone, the board work he did in the neutral zone, the ability to get a puck in behind to Luch, those are all things we've been stressing to him. And he put three of those things together and was rewarded, and the team was rewarded with the goal. So it's nice to see.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Todd. Extraordinary time.
It's tough right now, but you just keep playing one game at a time, and we want to put our best foot forward, and whatever happens, happens.
You got one more in you? Okay. All right, Joe, thanks. Is this the best about your game game in quite some time.
Yeah, it's definitely taken me some time to get back my legs from the injury I had. Obviously, I felt really good at the start of the year, and things were pretty south there. But starting to get things going, confidence is coming back. I'm just having fun playing with Abby and Larks right now. Hopefully, we can continue to play well in their zone. Defensively, we need to be a little bit better. Gave up 2, but just want to keep playing hard to the end.
Watching you, it seemed like you were flying tonight. I mean, how good do you feel? How different do you feel from really where you've been the last year and a half or so?
I mean, I thought I played decently the last year. The last half,
But just feeling as healthy as you are right now.
Yeah, healthy. Last year I thought I was pretty healthy. I can't remember any major injuries except for the start of the year. Just keeping the body in tune definitely gives me confidence to go out there and play the style of game I want to play. And that extra time before games, after games is definitely helping me out during.
How tough is this stretch to be close and not to get over the hump in some of these games?
Yeah, I feel like that's the story of our season right now. We've been close, we've had opportunities, we just haven't been able to score goals and in timely fashion. That's kind of what's hurting us this year. I think for the most part our effort's been there. Just haven't found ways to put pucks in that.
Right at the start of the period, you had a flurry, you had a chance to tie it, and then they take a 2-goal lead, and then you come back twice to cut it to 1, but you just climbing the hill.
I mean, it comes back to playing catch-up hockey. It's hard. I mean, the coach needs to cut his line. I mean, the guys are tired. I know they were 5Ds on our back end, so they were tired as well, and just trying to play catch-up hockey is hard.
Yeah, they just talk about the consistency of your line, too. I mean, the score sheet almost a lot of these nights here lately. And just playing with Hank, I mean, you talked about it a lot, too, but the way he's been playing, just the help he's been doing.
Oh, he's been playing good, obviously. He's been feeding a lot of guys in the past few games, a lot of assists, and I mean he develops a lot of plays, and if you're in the open area, he's going to find you, and that's exactly what he did last night with Tatar, and then tonight with me in front of the net. So you just need to get open when you play with him, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah, they had the jump, and I thought after the first, it took us a little bit to get our legs back into it. After playing last night, and but the second period for them was big in terms of, they just kept coming in waves, and they did a good job adjusting to what our forecheck was, and thanks to Peter and our defense, we were still in the game.
Saves, especially in the second, but at third is just a matter of just playing catch-up, too much catch-up hockey.
Yeah, it was. There was, the third goal hurt, and then we came back, or I don't know how it went, but them scoring the 2 goals and us playing catch-up didn't help. So I think we got to be a team that from the start is hard to play against, like we were in Calgary, and find a way to get out and not only weather the storm, but bring some energy and play a good road first period and get on the board first. Yeah, I think we're working, and we're working hard, and we're hunting pucks in the offensive zone, and you play with a guy like Helmer. He's really fast, really quick, and he's going to be there first on the forecheck, and same with Justin. So I think all three of us like to be in there on the forecheck, and I think we're all reading off each other now and going to the spots where we're anticipating the pucks are going, and then you play with 2 guys like that are strong on pucks. It makes it fun that we
can keep pucks alive in the offensive zone. So, you know, it was nice to find Helmer on the breakaway, and he did a good job burying him.
Don't only your second year on this team, but I mean, how much does the playoffs weigh on you? And I'm not talking about the streak, but just, you know, that's the goal at the start of every season, is make the playoffs. And you guys have done well, but especially again, but you're not getting the points enough to get into the picture.
Yeah, it is tough. You know, I think as a group, you know, it's so tight. There is a chance, but we're playing every game like it is a playoff game, and you know, like we're battling and we want to be there. So, you know, the biggest thing for us is there's no quit, and around this room, you know, with our coaches and staff, you know, there's absolutely no quit, and you know, we just gotta keep fighting, and you know, take every game like it's a playoff game.
Andre Sekera up the right-hand side. Battled for, controlled ultimately by Eberle. Little give and go with Milan Lucic. And now Eberle breaks free down the slot. Backhander score! 3-1 Edmonton. Lucic gives it up and Eberle finishes the deal. That's his 14th of the year and his third goal, 7th point in the last 8 games. That secondary scoring finally starting to come alive. And after 47 minutes of play, Edmonton gains some separation.
Jordan Eberle's got a great backhand, and especially when he's cutting from his right wing from his right, and he cuts across to the left, and he beat Mrazek to
Andre Sekera up the right.
Real good team. They certainly can skate, and they got the lead and kind of kept the lead the whole game, so they were able to have more of the momentum. But as I just said a second ago, you know, we had some guys going, we had some guys dig in. We have young guys that are in big spots here that got to learn to play every single night. It's not good enough to play once every 3 games or have flashes of success. You got to compete like crazy if you want to win in this league. And so, you know, we got young guys who are going to have to learn these lessons. We got to be way better come Tuesday in Toronto.
Just too much catch-up hockey, probably.
Yeah, it's hard on a second half of back-to-back to give up a goal like that, and then you kind of fight your way back. You make it 1-1, then you give up a needless goal, you know, at the end of the first, and you're just constantly playing catch-up, and so that's a hard thing for sure.
What can you tell us about Ryan Schmoll?
He'll be out. You know, we'll evaluate. He'll reevaluate when he gets home, but it looks like lower body sprained knee. So how serious it is, I'm not sure yet.
Who are you going to call up?
I'm not. I haven't had any discussions yet with management.
How much tough is it to go with 5D? I mean, it's maybe easier to mask at forward than 5D, having to rotate them so much.
Well, it's easier at forward for sure, but to be honest with you, I know on the second night, but I didn't think that was a big issue. I just thought we needed to be better, to be honest with you.
Good game, Peter. I mean, you kept kept you in it for as long as he could. But do you attribute in the third period those goals to defensive miscues?
Yeah, I mean, I think both, the one's probably from pressing a little too much, but I thought the third goal was a play we should have ended at the blue, and we should have had a better track. We talked about it after the first, talked about it after the second, so that's where we just got to learn. Every single play matters. Yeah, I like that line with Helmer and Abby and Larkin. I think they're doing a good job. I thought Nielsen's line had some chemistry tonight too, so that's good. Zetterberg's line's been pretty good consistently here, so if we can get those lines going. And anytime I think she and Glennie and Millsy are there, it's a line I can play against anybody and have confidence in. So I don't mind where the line combinations are. We just need, like I said, we had some guys that were competing, and I'm not saying we had no shows, but we didn't have guys to the level that you need to have every night in this league to win.
Double liner last night on double A for high sticking and another high sticking tonight. Did you talk to him about being a little more careful? I mean,
I didn't see the one tonight, to be honest with you. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't even speak to that. I think it depends. Obviously, you don't want to take penalties. I don't. Every situation's a little different. Was he going to pick a guy's stick up and it just hit him? Was he careless with the stick? If he's careless with the stick, that's something we'll address. But we watch video with all our young guys on a consistent basis. Is that something that we'll address?
Speaking of seeing, how was it?
No, I'm fine. It was unfortunate. I just didn't see it coming, so I'm fine.
So that's the first time it's ever happened to you behind
Yeah, behind the bench. Yep.
You mentioned Larkin before, that he's been playing better, but now that he's gotten a couple more points, do you think that'll help his confidence grow a little bit?
Well, 100%. Players like to score, and scoring breeds confidence, so 100% it helps him for sure. We're going to continue to work with him to make sure he's doing all the little things right to be the type of player that I think he can be long-term, which is an elite player in this league. He's got great competitiveness and great desire to be a high-end player, so we've got to continue to do everything we can as coaches to help him achieve that.
Just to see the secondary scoring from Helmer too, basically.
Yeah, it was a good play by Larks to Helmer and a good finish by Helmer. So I thought Helmer had two real good games back to back here.
What can you say about McDavid?
Well, I talked about before the game. They got a real good team. It's not just him, but he's certainly one of the elite players in the league at a real young age. It's a pretty incredible thing to be able to do. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.